What if Russia and NATO went to war today? Would it spark World War III? And who would win such a devastating conflict? The tensions between Russia and NATO have been building for decades. From the Cold War standoff to the ongoing war in Ukraine, the possibility of direct confrontation has never been higher. In this video, we'll break down Russia's military strength, NATO's overwhelming alliances, nuclear weapons, and the potential consequences of a global conflict. Stay tuned, because the answer may shock you. And don't forget to hit subscribe, give this video a like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's dive in. To understand the rivalry, we have to go back to the Cold War. After World War II, NATO was formed in 1949 to counter the Soviet Union. For decades, Europe was divided. The East under Soviet control, the West under NATO protection. When the Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, NATO didn't dissolve. Instead, it expanded eastward, bringing in countries like Poland, the Baltic states, and more. To Russia, this was seen as a betrayal, a direct threat on its borders. Fast forward to today, NATO has 32 member nations, including military giants like the United States, the United Kingdom, Germany, and Turkey. Meanwhile, Russia feels encircled and threatened, especially after NATO openly supported Ukraine in its war against Moscow's invasion. This history sets the stage for our next big question. How do their military powers compare? On paper, NATO outmatches Russia in nearly every category. Russia, active military, around 1.15 million soldiers, reserves, another 2 million. Tanks, around 12,000, though many are outdated. Aircraft, roughly 4,000, including advanced Su-57 jets. Nuclear arsenal, over 6,000 warheads, the largest in the world. NATO, combined active forces, 3.5 million soldiers. Reserves, over 2 million more. Tanks, nearly 14,000 modern units across allies. Aircraft, over 20,000, including F-35 stealth fighters and bombers. Naval power, multiple aircraft carriers, compared to Russia's single aging carrier. Military budget, NATO spends over $1.2 trillion per year, while Russia spends only about $100 billion. The gap is staggering, but numbers alone don't tell the full story. Wars are not won just by size, but by strategy, terrain, and determination. Let's imagine 3 possible war scenarios. Conventional war. If Russia and NATO clashed with conventional forces, NATO's overwhelming firepower, technology, and logistics would eventually crush Russia. NATO's air dominance and precision strikes could devastate Russian supply lines. Nuclear war. This is where things turn apocalyptic. With over 6,000 nuclear warheads, Russia has the capability to destroy the world multiple times. NATO also has thousands of warheads spread across the US, UK, and France. In a nuclear exchange, there would be no winners, only mutual destruction. Hybrid war. This is the most likely scenario. Instead of full-scale battles, Russia might rely on cyber attacks, disinformation, energy blackmail, and proxy wars. NATO would respond with sanctions, intelligence operations, and limited military strikes. The war would be fought in the shadows, devastating economies and societies without direct world-ending clashes. A direct Russia versus NATO war would not stay contained. The effects would ripple across the entire planet. Economy, stock markets would crash, global trade would collapse, and millions would lose their jobs. Energy. Europe depends on Russian oil and gas. A conflict would trigger energy shortages and soaring prices worldwide. Food. Ukraine and Russia are major grain exporters. War would disrupt food supply chains, creating famine in vulnerable countries. Refugees. Millions of civilians could flee Eastern Europe, overwhelming neighboring countries. Alliances. China, India, and others would be forced to take sides, raising the stakes to a truly global war. The question isn't just who would win militarily, but whether the world could survive the fallout. So, who would win Russia versus NATO? In a conventional fight, NATO's superior numbers, advanced technology, and global alliances give it the clear edge. Russia simply cannot match NATO's economic and military resources. But if Russia turned to nuclear weapons, victory would be meaningless. Both sides would suffer catastrophic losses, and humanity itself could face extinction. The truth is, in a Russia versus NATO war, There are no winners, only survivors. In the end, the balance of terror is what keeps this rivalry from turning into reality. Both Russia and NATO know that a direct war could end civilization as we know it. So what do you think? Could World War III really happen? And if it did, how would it end? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis. Give this video a like and share it with someone who wants to understand the world's most dangerous conflicts. This is The Military Show, and we'll see you in the next video.